September 11, 2001, a day that forever changed the world. On that fateful morning, 4 coordinated attacks were carried out, leading to the collapse of the World Trade Center, significant damage to the Pentagon, and the loss of nearly 3,000 lives. While the official narrative attributes these attacks to Al-Qaeda, led by Osama bin Laden, under the guise of religious extremism, numerous conspiracy theories challenge this perspective. Today we delve into one of these theories, the idea that religion had nothing to do with it. Once again, welcome to our channel. In this video, we are exploring the conspiracy theory that the events of 9/11 were orchestrated for reasons unrelated to religion. We will examine evidence, question the official narrative, and consider alternative explanation. So let's dive in. Number 1. The official narrative. First, let's briefly review the official narrative. According to this account, 19 terrorists associated with the extremist group Al-Qaeda hijacked 4 planes and carried out the attacks as a jihad, or a holy war against the United States. This narrative frames the attacks as a religiously motivated act of terrorism. But not everyone is convinced. Some believe there are deeper, more secular motives at play. Number 2. Motives beyond religion. Many conspiracy theorists argue that 9/11 attacks were not about religion at all, but were instead motivated by political, economic, and strategic interests. They suggest that key players in the US government or other powerful entities had much to gain from the chaos and the ensuing war on terror. One major point of contention is the rapid implementation of Patriot Act, which expanded surveillance and law enforcement powers significantly. Critics argue that this legislation, which faced minimal opposition in the wake of the attacks, indicates premeditated planning. Additionally, the invasion of Iraq, a country not directly linked to the 9/11 attacks, raises questions about underlying motives such as control over oil resources and regional power dynamics. Number 3. Inside job theories. Another significant aspect of this theory is the idea that 9/11 was an inside job. Proponents argue that elements within the US government orchestrated or allowed the attacks to justify military intervention in the Middle East and to rally public support around the common enemy. Evidence cited by these theorists include the unexplained collapse of World Trade Center Building 7, the alleged lack of NORAD response, and the peculiar stock market activity leading up to the attacks. They argue that these points suggest foreknowledge and complicity rather than a spontaneous act of terror. Number 4. Follow the money. One of the most compelling arguments revolves around the financial gains reaped by defense contractors, oil companies, and other industries from the aftermath of 9/11. The significant increase in defense spending and the lucrative contracts awarded for rebuilding and security efforts hint at economic motives behind the attacks. These financial benefits, theorists claim, indicate that the true motive behind 9/11 was a profit rather than religious extremism. Number 5. Political and social control. Lastly, some argue that the attacks were used to justify increased government control and surveillance over the population. The fear generated by 9/11 made it easier to pass laws that might otherwise have faced strong opposition, leading to a significant erosion of civil liberties. This perspective suggests that the attacks were a means to consolidate power and control, rather than a purely religiously motivated act. While the official narrative of 9/11 focuses on religious extremism, these conspiracy theories propose alternative motives rooted in politics, economics, and power. As with all such theories, it's essential to critically evaluate the evidence and consider multiple perspectives. And there you have it, folks. If you found this video thought-provoking, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon and stay updated with our latest content. Until next time, stay curious and keep questioning.
They just lost trust in pretty much everything, including the presidency, the government, and the military.
9/11 provides a very interesting question because you are given the fact the system failed, didn't protect us. So if you believe that the military itself cannot handle protecting us, that's a very, very stressful conclusion. You don't have the trust, you fall apart. You can't even get out of bed in the morning. How could you? How could you go in an elevator if you can't trust in the system? So that's why we turn to Bush, a person outside of the system, a replaceable element. Republicans and Democrats really lined up on how you would think they would. Democrats who didn't like Bush thought he was behind it. Republicans who identified with him did not believe it.
In so many ways, 9/11 conspiracy theories were sort of like a signal for what was going to come later on.